We're talking about list components. List components are used whether you're building a component list or a managed list. You have your information area and you have a variety of things that you can choose from. We're going to start out panelist criteria. Think of the panelist criteria of anything you could get from this panelist tab, whether it's date created, date modified. If you're collecting a birthday, you do have the age or age between. So if you want it greater to 18 or 18 to 65, you can do that. You can build a list off of states, off of countries. You also have the ability to build it off of whether they have a verified email, a valid email. A valid email means it's something at something dot something. A verified email is that you've sent them an email and you did not get a bounce back. You could do it on panelists if you want to narrow down who's clicked on a link in the past month. You want to invite them to a study with limited seats. You know they're going to be interested. You can do that. Or people who have opened an email. So again, you have a study coming up that you need to fill fast. You might want to narrow down who you're sending it to. That is all under panelist criteria. Household criteria, if you're allowing your panelists through their portal to add family members, you can get information here: gender, age, size of household. Questionnaire responses, you want to know who answered answered the questionnaire and that they said that they like red wine. You can go through, choose your questionnaire, choose your answer, choose your response, and now you have the ability to build this list and invite these people for your new red wine study that you have coming up. Also, you can build a list based off of this if you have a new attribute that you wanted to add to your system. So you know everybody chose this, you could easily create this list and then add the attribute from the list. Existing lists is kind of neat. You have the ability to take a list that already exists and either add the panelist to it by clicking true. Oops, sorry, in my list, red wine. So I could say, yes, I want to add these people into this criteria, or no, I don't want to add these people into this list. So if I want to add it, it's true. If I do not want them to be in this list, it would be false. Participation criteria you can do based off of participation during the past number of days, what their show rate is, the scheduled date, how many people are scheduled between September 1st and October 1st. As you can see, you have a lot of information. One of the things you can also do is your year-to-date payment amount. And if it's getting close to the end of the year, you don't want to invite anybody who's made over $300. You can add this in by saying year-to-date payment is less than 300. So now anybody who's going to be added to this list will be eligible because I don't want to have to give them the 1099s. Anyway, so you have that availability too. Study results, 90% of your time, you're probably going to find yourself in last status by study. You can choose a study and then you can choose what the statuses are. If I want everybody who's scheduled or everybody who's eligible not contacted for this study, and then choose for another study, I want to send them an email reminder all at once, just as saying, hey, you might have a study available to you. You have that. You also could do, if you panelists in a quota, you want to find out who's in a specific quota, what panelists have a specific status code, what panelists are in a study with a tag or study with an attribute. You can do that as well here. Panelist attributes are the attributes that are in your system. The first thing you're going to do is find, is it a text? Is it a Boolean? Is it coded? Is it a date? If you know what, you need to know what the attribute is at this point in time, you can say, yes, I want people who have accessibility and are equal to hearing on my list. You have the ability to do that. You also, if it's a text attribute, if it's numeric, if it starts with or contains a specific word, You are just going to, when you choose it, so if it's text, you're going to see all your text attributes. If it's a Boolean, you're going to see all your Boolean attributes. Remember, Boolean's the true false. So you have a variety of things that you can build your list off of based on your inclusion exclusion criteria. Then you have your touch governance, and this is based off of the touch governance you have set up in your system all out of administration. And this is basically people who have exceeded the limits or they've received messages or invitations. You have the ability to build a list off of that as well. If you have any questions regarding any of the list components that we went over, and I know this was a fast video, but we just wanted to give you a taste of what's in each one of these buckets, just reach out to us and let us know.